Is any M16 here?
Yeah, there's one right here.
I think we are all M5 because Dina tried was not four fast.
Almost! He almost said fourth. Did you hear that? Almost. And then he thought about his grade.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask like how it is to prepare for the university.
They will tell you. They will tell you a lot about it.
How about can you? Yeah, here.
You want to tell us something about the preparation for the entrance? The ONET and GAP pad and stuff?
Because I'm not applying in Thailand.
Great. What about you, Hongfa? Thailand or abroad?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking of both. If I could get a scholarship to go there, to go abroad, I will. But if I can stay in Thailand. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I will study in Thailand and be a movie star.
I'm curious as to, your last name, stand up, speak up. How did you come up with that? Why is it your signature now?
Because like, if we don't stand up and speak up to someone, then nobody will know what we want to say, right? I know it's deep, it's deep. Thank you for your applause.
And for my last name, Tong Simang is my last name.
Yeah, and it's so funny because my last name is Samakra, right? So sometimes people call me Jiran Tong Samak.
Yeah, I know, and just so you know, to be clear, we're not married, so we don't have the same last name.
Where did you born from?
I was born in the south of Thailand, a town called Nakhon Sithammarat.
Oh. It's such a coincidence that we have very similar last name. What are you laughing at, Dina?
I'm laughing at how good you are. And,
We have good teacher.
Okay, now you're out of trouble.
Thank you.
Give the credit to Mr. Nature because he teaches us. He teaches us
And
when.
we also teacher Terry last year.
That O is, an O of happiness.
Of course.
Yes, right? Okay, I think we are almost ready.
Almost ready?
Almost ready. And very, very, very.
I'm sure he is like 200% ready because he prepared it for like.
Yeah, and he's
Since he
from
was born.
to
He was born and he's like universities. So he's quite ready for this speech.
might not as prepared as the last group, but we'll see.
Yeah, like Kong Beng didn't use any slides, right? And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
like special.
yeah.
Sarah, would you like to, I don't know, show your talent without the slides?
What really?
So Cherry decided not to use the slides.
Nothing of. So okay, so please give a round of applause to Mr. Sher.
Hello. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cher, but I'm with Tunanon from M5, room 3. I am from group 2. Thank you for a long wait for me. I think your waiting is not valueless. It has a value if you listen for my speech. For the first, just like you and me, we are the high school students, and also in 2 or 3 years we have to attend in universities. But universities have many they have many things they need for they get us to the university, such as grade, honest score, GPAs, or portfolio. I think the problem is two of them, honest score and grade is not a good way to judge students because of it. At first, about grades. Okay, grades. Can you think about how you measure the knowledge of students by a little character such like A, B, or F? Can you measure about how your chemistry knowledge in your head with the small factor is C, or the little score as 60 per 100? We can't measure the all we know because Einstein has said that all the things can count and not the all thing can count and not the countable thing can uncount. That's why if we judge students in the scores, not everything can measure it to the scores. And also, grades have a difference between the schools. Such like this school, MWITs, and my old school in countryside. I have my friend lives in countryside in Chiang Rai. His school are very different from MWITs. In his school, high school students have all 4 grade A plus in all of the subject they have learned. But in Mahidol, okay, someone have a good grade, such like Best have A plus or A plus in his grade. But me, I have 2.5 in trigonometry. Is it fair off? I think I'm brighter and more handsome than him. But I get a bad grade than him because we are studying in different schools. The third reason why we shouldn't use a grade because grades, there has one person says that grades, you can tell every people that grades depend a little bit on what your life be. Such as one of the presidents of United States, Mr. Ronald Reagan, he says that, but there are advantages of being elected president. The day after I was elected, I had my high school grades classified as top secret. Okay, that's why he had a bad grade in high school, but he was a president of America, the president of the most powerful countries in our world. That says why how the little relative between grades and how you're successful in your life. Okay, in grade we have unstandard and unrelative between grade and your life. If we talk about more standards such as test, with a test, in Thai, M6 student must have a test, it's ONET test. ONET measure how you learn and how you think in the curriculum of Mathiom as the Ministry of Education write it. Okay, but as we listen to a news for about 2 or 3 years ago, the news was if you want to, you may go to the.com and find out what is it. And 2 or 3 years ago, SOTSO, we know SOTSO as National Institute of Educational Testing Service. They have a little bit of national questions, such as if you have sexual emotion, what you have to do. There is a big question that have an argument in all of students in Thailand because of that little question. How can we trust that this organization, Contest2, to judge all students with their unnatural and unfair questions? Okay, this is the one of teachers in America has said that believing we can improve schooling with small tests is like believing you can make yourself taller by measuring your height. Or maybe I want to grow taller, maybe I go to nurse office and measure my height every day. It may be grow taller or not. Okay. The test. The test change every year. But then, okay, Contest2 have a good view in their class, but in about 2 or 3 years ago, we have a little change, a lot of change every year about how they make exams. So the grades and honest score shouldn't use for a judgment of students. The third reason of me is we have another good way to have another good way to judge students, such as interview. Interview is a good way how we used to learn how students think, how critical thinking is. Because if we know a grade, okay, we know if we know grade, we know students how to make a good grade and make teachers like him. But if we know by interviewer and students hadn't met them before, then we have to know a critical thinking and know the important thing to admire students in universities. Another thing is portfolio. Okay, grade may be changed by different schools, but portfolio, how they work in society, how they work to collaboration in social, what they do to have academic competitions. The portfolio will tell you about this, and portfolio have a competition that made in our country. That's why we should use portfolio for such students. Okay, good news. Okay, for the conclusions, we shouldn't use grade because they are standardized. We shouldn't use bonus because they change every year, and we have another good way to do. Okay, good news. This year, JuฬาUniversity, you still have to have a minimum specified, but they didn't use grade to choose students anymore. They use more of interview and portfolio. Then I want to tell you, okay, you have to make your grade good, and you also have to do the portfolio to make a good admission to university because they change every year. And that is your future, so do it. All of them is why universities shouldn't use grade and honest score as the judgment for the universities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for this speech.
So what do you think about after listening to her?
I already agreed with her before I listened to his speech, but after I listened to it, I became very I was convinced.
Yeah, I also agree with you.